Hey everyone, welcome to Pop XP. And before the show starts, make sure to click that subscribe button and click the bell to get notifications when we go live and we upload awesome new content. And don't forget, if you can, make sure to share our stream on all your social media outlets. We appreciate it, and thanks for helping us grow the Pop XP channel. Hey, what is going on YouTube?
Boom.
It's the brain of the mainframe here now, Sky with the Pop XP. And joining is my partner in crime, Mr. Billy Tucci, the queen of the Pop XP, Miss JVD.
Queen.
Yes.
Look at her.
And representing the West Coast, a Swiss Army knife creator. This man does it all. Everyone, Mr. Adam Lawson.
Nice.
Gifted Rebels. What is up, people?
Nothing much.
Welcome. Oh, Billy, please.
No, you go first, Dad.
Dad, yes, I know. I've got the little guy, little Oliver. Life here.
Got some reverb on you, Adam.
Let's
some reverb.
Billy, please take it away while I solve reverb.
Oh. So I'm just curious. I know why I'm late, but why all y'all late?
Because you were late.
No, you were waiting for me?
We were waiting for you, man.
Waiting for me. What are some people left?
Wait for my buddy, man.
Can I tell you what happened to me?
What happened to you?
I'll tell you.
You should fill us in.
So Debbie's like, I'm not cooking tonight. So she's like, what do you guys want to eat? Blah, blah, blah. We decide on Wendy's. So William goes to Wendy's.
I had Wendy's for lunch. Look at that. I
What did you
know.
have?
Small world.
I had a junior bacon cheeseburger.
A junior bacon cheese. Ooh.
Yeah.
Well, I get the double hamburger with fries, right?
Yeah.
And a bottled water, right? So I get the double burger with no cheese. That's what I've been asking for 20 years, right? Every other freaking time they put cheese on it. And I go into a friggin' conniption because I get it. So William went to Wendy's, comes back. I get it. I'm all excited because I didn't eat anything today. I take it open. I open it up. And there's the fucking cheese on my double burger again. And I'm like, and I start to fucking squeeze it from the fucking and this shit starts running. And I'm like, motherfucker. They're like, don't do it. Don't do it. So I'm like, motherfucker. So I just get I take my fries, which I should have told them. I should have gotten the fries back too because they were cold. I'd eat the fries in my truck. Get grease on my steering wheel and everything like that. And get on my shirt because I didn't bring a napkin. I get there. I'm like, why is it every fucking time? Every other time, there's two Wendy's, so we go to either one. Every single time, 50% of the time, it's got fucking cheese on it. So, hey, Sally, you cursed last night. I'm cursing. I'm
cursing, bro. Fuck the cheese, even though I love it.
I love the cheese. I mean, Billy, this is a scene in a Quentin Tarantino movie. I feel like is going on right now.
I'll call Debbie to come up right now, and she'll explain it. That I just grab it. And I just take the fucking bag and I just start, and then I had it. And as soon as I gave it to him, I'm waiting online. And I'm just like, and I'm squeezing even more. And I just give him this fucking shit.
So did they make it right? What's?
Yeah, then she made it right. But I just wasted a half hour, 25 minutes, half hour out of my time because they take forever to make the damn thing. It's 10 minutes away, 10 minutes back. It takes 10 minutes to make it. So the guy goes, there's a dude there, and he's like, oh man, last time I ate here, I ordered a burger. We got it from the drive-thru. He goes, that's why I'm in here right now instead of going to the drive-thru. He goes, and I got home and I opened it up and it was my, bacon double cheeseburger, but there was no meat. It was just bacon. They left out the burger part in it. So my friend Holly, is like the district manager, and I'm hoping that Wendy's over there because I'm going to complain to her tomorrow because I'm just.
That's craziness.
Yes,
that's craziness. Unbelievable.
Listen, Checkpoint has some requests here.
We'll get there. But hey, you know what else joining us tonight is really cool. So if you guys have seen another campaign out there for Rocket, the Comicscape magazine. So we've got the real Steve Dye joining us tonight. What's up, Steve? The real Steve Dye.
Gentlemen, and the lady.
Thank you.
Good evening.
Welcome,
Captain.
I just want to get this. I mean, before we totally lose this, I'm with you, Billy. If I wanted a goddamn cheeseburger, I'd order a cheeseburger. Why do I have to tell them what to take off of my sandwich? How do we get in this position where we have to say, give me your hamburger, but less the mayonnaise, less the cheese, less the pickle. You know, I mean, just why doesn't everybody else have to say they want cheese?
I
Billy.
Right. And you know, you're lucky, Jennifer. They're lucky I'm not from Texas.
Oh God.
That's not plastic. I'm sure of it.
That's a prop.
It's a toy. Don't worry.
As far as you know.
As far as you can see. But we're here tonight, so we're gonna talk to Steve about his campaign. But first and foremost, we're here to honor my enemy, my eternal drum brother. I think we should do it.
Is Adam?
Not Adam. It's another A. It's definitely another A. So I think we welcome Mr. Art Thibert to the show. Mr. Art, you're muted. Oh, he's got the stick.
Nice.
Yeah. Hey, Billy, they fuck you in the drive-thru.
They fuck you in the drive-thru. And then Debbie goes, well, why do you should just check it? I'm like, I got to check it? This is where we've come to in our lives, that I had to actually open the fucking bag and take out the, get it out, with the chicken nuggets and all the others. You get to mine because it's always on the bottom. And I got to open up to see if there's cheese.
Well, with your order, they think it's a joke.
The window.
When you were saying that, I was just thinking of Joe Pesci from Lethal Weapon. You're like, they fuck you in the drive-thru.
You in the drive-thru, and that's what Debbie said.
I mean, that's what this is. Art, you said it right. Billy has become the new Joe Pesci. Joe Pesci of Comedy State is Billy Tucci. Thank you for that.
Okay. Right. Oh, very good. Okay. That's what I've become, because when I was younger, I had the haircut like Mel Gibson and stuff like that, and now I'm Joe Pesci.
So I've
fallen.
I have to ask Nile. So we're arch nemesis now? Is that
of the drumming world?
Is it a drum off?
It's a drum off.
It's a drum.
We got to do it like Will Ferrell and what's his name from Red Hot Chili Peppers. Did you ever see that, Joe?
Yeah.
Hey, I was a drummer too, man.
Were you?
Yeah, dude.
No, you were like a shaker of metal things.
My arrows.
You're just like, yeah.
I was the
you were like You were like Davy Jones and the Monkees.
Yeah, dude, percussion. Davy Jones is a great percussionist, man.
What is it with Billy? He pulls up a pistol and he pulls up arrows.
Yeah, I was like, he does a lot of random stuff.
This is an arsenal in there.
A piss. Oh, look, I got something else cool here.
Well, that's why you don't mess with him in the drive-thru.
Yeah, my sword.
And he's got the guitar.
Oh, a samurai sword.
Ooh.
Nice.
Never mess with Billy.
Enough. I'm done talking about me. So, Jennifer, what do you think of me?
Oh my God! No. Not today.
Oh, Niall, I thought you were going to say hated it. That was the cue.
Evan told me you guys used that last night during the show.
Twice.
What did we? No. We didn't use anything like that. But Billy loves that shit. He's got that going on all the time now.
Funny. You weren't even on the show, and it had no context.
Had no context.
We were looking at, I don't know, someone's campaign or something, and I'm like, well, we know how Jennifer feels about this campaign.
No.
You hate things without even being here.
Yeah.
No, I sent you a message, and it was a positive review of that campaign.
Whoa.
So, Niall didn't read it?
Yes, I did.
To everybody, you read it to
everybody? I even put up your picture in the comments you made of the campaign. This was a different campaign. It wasn't even last night's show. Yeah. Okay. But people think that you just hate everything now.
I mean, I hate like 95% of everything.
She hates Wendy's drive-thru, that's for sure.
They did okay. I had Wendy's today, actually, and they.
How was your junior burger? I think you're so cute, so you get the little junior burger, like the little kitty's burger.
Yeah, it's delicious. I've
actually
never
had a big old burger. Just Shane Davis eat that sandwich, big old sandwich.
Do you get their chili?
I've had their chili. It tastes like SpaghettiOs.
My wife loves the chili there, though. Yeah. She gets onion in it. Yeah, she loves it.
I like SpaghettiOs. SpaghettiOs with meatballs.
Yeah, I like SpaghettiOs and meatballs.
Damn. Speaking of SpaghettiOs and meatballs, I like comic books. Speaking of SpaghettiOs, black and white.
Yeah.
Woo! Black and white volume 2 art. What is this madness you have going on here?
This madness is the follow up to the epic origin of black and white. So we had. Is there an echo? Is that?
Yeah, you're echoing a wee bit, Lottie.
Oh shit. Yeah. So this is the epic conclusion to the origin story of black and white, and so we have 3 days left. I think we're above. I think we made 56. Can you hit refresh? See where we're at there.
Really?
Yeah.
50 of that was mine, Art.
55,985.
I bought volume 1 and 2.
Away.
Look at this. What is this?
Yeah.
This guy's a troublemaker.
What?
Niall
Now I
never
see.
read any message
You're
from you
just
last
a
night.
liar.
No, not
Just
true.
a
Totally
liar.
read the message last
I
night.
believe
I was on
you
last night. I don't
watched
remember you
you.
reading the message.
You don't remember
Yeah,
when I
he did.
posted the photo up and went through her message? I didn't read it verbatim. I just took like cliff notes from
You
it.
didn't
Oh
read
my
your
gosh, my
message.
verbatim was so cute. I said OMG and I said So I feel
Well,
like
read
you
the
really
message now,
could've.
Niall.
It's not relevant anymore.
Yeah, let's Vindicator.
Vindicator?
You don't have to bring it
The
up. It's over.
Vindicator.
It's over.
The Vindicator.
Even the picture is even right here. Look at this. What?
That was me yesterday.
Oh yeah, I saw that picture.
Yeah, and that's when I went through the thing.
You did
Anyways,
not show the picture. Like
I digress.
You just said I got this really cute picture of Jen. Look for no reason, everybody.
Yeah. That's what happened. I see.
Yeah, that's what happened.
It's all about my looks. It's not about my brain. I see how it is.
This feels like a T-Bear Thanksgiving, get together, like talking over each other. It's fun.
He's like,
But
let me
it's
talk about my
great.
fucking campaign.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
You were saying about black and white, the epic conclusion.
Yeah.
You had us there.
Yeah, the epic origin conclusion of Reed Blackett, aka Black, Whitney Sung, aka White. We're gonna see if these two polar opposites can get together and form their own form of justice, which will be black and white. So it's at this point it is a 64-page graphic novel. We got it to the graphic novel format with the stretch goals. So we have the upgraded square bound cover. We have the upgraded paper, and we are stone's throw. Wait a minute. At 60K, we got our next stretch goal. But yeah, this book is looking really sharp. And today we just added the freshly canceled Joe Bennett variant cover.
Freshly canceled. I love that.
Freddie's
He's the
been
freshly
canceled.
canceled.
He's been freshly canceled from Marvel. He's a great guy, and this is probably his first work since being canceled. So this is the black and white Joe Bennett variant, and these are his. Yeah,
Dude, I'm telling you, I love that. I remember when I sent you the message. I just love. Of course, your inks are going to take it to a whole nother level, but it's so dynamic. I think you should do like a pencil cover.
Yeah, for sure.
And the pencil scan is really good, as you can see. I cleaned this up a little bit digitally, but the scan is really good. So maybe I will. Never leave money on the table, right, Billy?
I'd totally buy that for sure. I love that.
Definitely. And Al just wants to know, when can we expect a Billy Tucci variant cover?
Not this campaign, maybe. unless you're going to put it out in a few months. I'm a little behind right now. But I'd love to do a cover for you, Art. I'm telling you right now, if you have your old pal Bill Tucci, he's in.
Oh, killer. Yeah, I will call you on that. Thank you. So yeah, this is the high octane adventure. So this is Von Klaus, Monster MD fame, with Comicsgate's own Pedro Eng. And this is an animated style. This is 22 pages. It's a one and done. So I wanted to do something unique and different, kind of harken back to the 22-page one and dones of my childhood. But this is definitely going to be upgraded. Like the paper's all premium. The stock paper is amazing. And so yeah, Pedro and Vaughn are hitting Grand Slam home runs. And so this right here is volume 1 the second printing. So we completely sold out of volume 1, the original printing.
Nice.
And so, yeah, this is volume. This is the second printing of volume 1 right here.
And that story art that Vaughn is doing, which is awesome. I love Monster MD. He's just a cool guy, Vaughn Klaus. Yeah. I'm curious. So where does that fit in? Does that fit in between volume 1 and 2, or is it after or before? How does it fit into the story?
Well, what I wanted to do, that's a really good question. What I wanted to do with the High Octane is I wanted to do something that wasn't necessarily continuity based. Like I wanted to make sure that the world wasn't, it's the same world, it's the same characters, all that.
Sure.
But we just go in a completely, like one and done kind of adventure. So
it's a one-off adventure, not tied in, just a way to explore. Yeah, that's cool.
Exactly. So then you can just pick this up and just enjoy it for what it is. You don't really have to know too much about the backstory and things. It'll give you everything you need to know to enjoy the 22 pages of adventure. So I thought it would be fun to do something like that. Moving forward with all my campaigns is I'm going to do one and dones because it's so hard to do these follow-up type stories. So Black and White, when I did volume 1, I knew I was going to do volume 2, but I was thinking, I'd be able to put it out like right after the first one. But these things take a long time. They take a lot longer than I thought. And coming from like Marvel and DC, I'm like doing monthly books. I'm doing 12, 24 issues, whatever, a year. I was thinking this is going to be a breeze. No, it's a lot more work. Yeah.
Well, what's the difference though? What makes that difference? Is it the fact that you're not just drawing or inking, that you have to do social media and do absolutely everything?
Yeah, it's all the above. It's like you gotta. We were talking off camera about like the printers and trying to find a good printer, trying to get a good relationship with the printer so you get the quality that you need. Then there's all the different vendors that you're working with. So every stretch goal has a different vendor. You're dealing with trading cards, you're dealing with stickers, you're dealing with all this stuff. So there's manufacturing that enters into it. There's printing, and then there's just the different creative people that you're working with as well. So it just takes quite a bit more time than I originally thought it would. So I'm really trying to gear up to like 3 books a year, and then try to get
that's impressive.
Yeah, try to get teams together where I can kind of have other people do some of the heavy lifting. So one of the big things for me was working with Vaughn Klaus and Pedro Eng, because Billy's probably the same way, but he's been doing it longer than I have. But you get very controlled with your universe. You don't want other people really to work in the universe. Like you get kind of, very territorial with it. And so what I'm trying to learn is not to be so precious with it and to hand it off to other people. So Vaughn Klaus and I, he did the trailer for Chrono Mechanics. I have a great relationship with him. And as far as writing, he and I would talk, all the time about, how to do it, who's your favorite writers, just that type of stuff. And so we just got along. And so when I asked him to do the High Octane adventure, I just gave him a basic idea. And he did 2 drafts. And each one of those drafts were great. I gave him a couple notes. I liked one better than the other. And then he gave me a full script. And it was like, wow, I don't really have to do much of anything here. And so I think it's a matter of finding good people that understand what you're trying to do, and then just let them run with it. But, I'm very, kind of controlling with my baby. So I'm starting to learn that delegation, giving some stuff up and doing things like that, then I can do more product and I can be more productive as far as getting product out there to people. So partnering.
No, I think it's good art. When I was in the Kill Journal, I brought in 4 guest artists to do 4 6-page stories. There were on the end of each issue, it was a 4-issue story. And I know that first feeling, but what was actually kind of nice is when you actually do let go, and you probably felt this with Vaughn, they see your world in a slightly different way than you, and sometimes uncover things about it that you are like, oh shoot, why didn't I think of that?
Yeah, and also what's cool about it is that when they get it, you know what I mean? Like, not only do they have those ideas, but they're writing the character exactly how you would. You know what I mean? Like they understand
Totally.
the world, they understand the characters, things like that. So then it puts a lot of those fears at rest when you can find those people. Because I have partnered with people in the past that just, you know what I mean? Like they just changed it. They didn't get it. They didn't understand stuff. And so I think the key is really to find good people. And I think with this community that we're all building, even like right now, is that
it's awesome, right?
More people are coming in. And so then you can kind of observe, you can read their books, you can see how they are on live streams. And then you can kind of go, oh, he seems like a good guy. He seems like somebody I could get along with. And then you invite him on. And then you find out that you can get along with them. You know, you could work with them.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, it's a great place to be right now.
It's the coolest, right?
Oh, hell yeah. I've been doing this for almost 40 years. I've never seen anything like this. You know,
there's nothing like this.
There's cooperation.
It's so rad.
Yeah, there's cooperation it's almost like by design. Like everybody shares their platform with each other. Everybody's open. You know, like Billy just said, yeah, I'll do a black and white cover. I'm not going to do it tomorrow, but I'll do it, you know, when my schedule.
On Sunday.
Yeah.
Wait a minute, was that Billy? It sounds like kind of Bennett cover. You don't need a cover by me, man.
Next week will be fine, Billy. Next week will be fine.
Yeah, Sunday's good, Billy. I'll expect the cover. But you know what I mean? It's like that type of thing. Things just happen organically. Everybody does for each other. And I've never seen this level of cooperation. I've met cool people in this industry, people that help each other, but never to this extent, you know.
Yeah, this is a different beast, man. I'll tell you, like just the way everyone supports each other with the live streams and even with on the social media and stuff. It is really, I think, because everyone has a common goal, and I think that's what it is. And no one's looking really at, you know, other things about people. It's like, okay, you don't like that, that's cool. I don't like this, whatever. But we're here for a common goal, and that's just to really produce. You know, it's really creative freedom in producing what you want and creating what you want and hearing your fans, building your fan base, and not worrying about any outside sources influencing what you're trying to create, you know? So it's all you. You're literally giving your fans you. And I think we all have that same goal. So why not help one another? You know?
After you said that, for some reason I feel like I need to take off my clothes. Is that where you were going with this?
I think that's where this goes.
I think it's that.
Please.
Yeah. Take a shirt, whatever. I mean, you know, you can buy breakfast. I mean, I don't mind. You know, we'll alternate. We'll alternate a little bit.
We'll wake up together spooning.
Yeah.
Good Lord. Good God. Good God.
But yeah, that's you said it right there.
I feel the creative freedom.
I knew you were like-minded now. You get me. You can
creative freedom's flowing.
My freedom is flowing. Oh, that's not good. What? Oh, look at that. That was a look of judgment right there.
Yeah, that was a look of judgment. Like, what are they doing? She's like, "Where's the eraser? This creative freedom's going away right now."
Yeah. Please take that creative power away right now.
Yeah, she's like,
I know. At some point, we should turn this back to Art's astounding black and white. And man, the first volume of that was one of the very favorite books that I've received. But man, if I can just interject for a minute, and we don't need to talk about the magazine yet, but I'm talking about a situation where you can actually, people are generous enough with their time, where you can sit down with Art Thibert, whose work we all know what Art's done, but you know, he very generously gave me 2, maybe 3 hours of his time to sit down and talk about his creative process and so forth. And the same thing with John Malin and Donald Way, and I don't know. I guess me and Cecil were more or less just walking up and down the beach getting drunk. But let's gloss over that.
That sounds good.
You know, I mean, people are incredibly generous. You know, and by the same token, and I'll get back to this later, perhaps. But you know, I want to. I've got a lot of smaller creators that people haven't seen as much of their work. You know, and then I've got excerpts and previews and so forth that, you know, those are in there with little short pieces about what they're trying to do, you know. And anyway, it's a great environment. I'll let it go with that. Let's get back to selling us some black and white. But it really is a great environment.
Well, the thing is, like with Rocket, your magazine that you're launching, it's just like an extension of what we're doing right here. You know, you're putting spotlight on different creators. You're putting it out in magazine form. So, you know, it's just one more thing, you know, that's helping get the word out, entertaining people, you know, all that type of stuff. So it's all good.
Well, that's what I'm trying to do. I mean, you know, we can get back to it, but I mean, some people may think that physical media is over, but if so, why are we talking about comic books? Anyway, I will yield the floor at this point.
God,
I don't know what to
So
say.
black and
We're trying
white.
to talk to
So
Art.
black and
Come on, man.
yeah.
No.
So black and white. Tell us about your perks. Tell us about the perks.
The perks, yeah. So we have all kinds of tiers. We just, like I said, we added one today. So we have the featured perk, which is the main book. We have the first issue, second printing with the brand new cover by myself and the fantastic Kyle Ritter on colors. And so then we have, with that, we have the high octane book. And any tier that has 3 books or more will come with a free, absolutely free trading card. And so you'll get that trading card as well. So then we have the main tier, which is the main book. And keep in mind, all these books will come signed. So we have the main book. We have, you can get the volume 1 second printing that comes signed as well. We have the Inko t-shirt, which is not
cool.
only here, yeah, as it's,
Jen, look at this merch.
I know. Look at the merch.
What? Look at the beads of sweat forming. The beads of sweat are forming.
Stop.
yeah.
No.
So yeah, the Inko tier that also came out of the the community. You know, like the group. We were Taylor Grosso, my writing partner, and I. She was on the first volume, and she worked with me at DC Comics. She was my ink assistant, and so we were on a live stream and we were just talking, and we said, you know, Hack Shack Studios needs a mascot. And so we just said, well, what would that mascot be? You know, we're inkers, we do this. And she's also a tattoo artist, so ink has 2 meanings for her. And so then we just came up with this Inko thing. It's like, well, what about Inko? He would be like an inkwell, and like his hat would be the cork, and he'd just say, that's good ink. Like he was like some kind of 1930s, 1940s comic strip, you know, or comic book or cartoon character, I should say. And so then we were just talking. And so then D Geek Art, you've probably seen her in the chat, Elizabeth, she just took it upon herself and she drew that image. She just drew it. She sent it to me. And then I was like, oh crap, Inko's real now. You know what I mean? Like all of a sudden it's tangible, it's real. And so then, you know, I was just like, we got to do something with it. We got to do something with it. So if you look at Black and White Volume 1, there's some pictures in an office, and there's like, it's Inko in some of the images back there. But then I was like, we gotta get this mascot on some t-shirts, on some merch. And so this is the first time that, you know, I was like, well, it's time to get Inko out there. So yeah, you can get this as this perk here, but you can also get it as an add-on. So if you want to, you know, if you see like the Kenneth Rocafort book or whatever it is, you can, you know, in checkout, you can just add the Inko t-shirt right on there.
I was going to say, there's no book with this, Art. There's no book with the t-shirt.
Just check out, man, and you'll see all the books. So all the books, except for the Grey Capullo variants, are all as add-ons. So any of these you can customize, and you can get whatever you want in checkout. And also on some of the checkout stuff, you can, you know, if you combo right, you can save a little bit of money in shipping as well. Nice. Yeah, so this is the Kenneth Rocafort cover for Volume 2. So this is a variant. These are one of those things where you're just like, I went working at DC when I was on Teen Titans. You know, Kenneth Rocafort was doing all the covers, and you know, at first I was getting mad because I'm like, why am I not doing the covers of my own book? You know what I mean? But then you start getting these books back, and you go, oh my gosh, Kenneth Rocafort's doing the cover. Like this is way better. And so when I asked him if he'd do a cover, he was like, sure, man. And then I was like, wow, you know, I got a Kenneth Rocafort cover for this campaign. So totally awesome. Yeah, he's so good. I'm a big fan of his work. So yeah, we have that as a tier, and like I said, you can get that as an add-on as well. Yeah,
that's what I got. That's what I got, Art. The Rocafort. Yeah, it's just cool.
Well, thank you, man. I appreciate it. Yeah, all I say
of
is
course.
like black and white, destroying robots. And these guys go to town. And so the next one is the Joe Bennett that we just added. And so right now it's just the line art because he lives in Brazil, so I gotta get it from him so I can ink it up. I might do it in the form of blue line, but I want the pencil version too.
Yeah.
And so that's just been added, and I will be inking that on a live stream. And then we have
That's cool.
we have Kyle Ritter that's going to be throwing some colors down on this bad boy.
So what happened to Joe Bennett, if you don't mind me asking that? He's not working for Marvel or anyone anymore?
Oh my gosh. Yeah, the cancel culture is real, baby. We got to rail against this stuff.
It's disgusting. Tell Jennifer about it. I'm not sure.
What happened to the guy?
Joe Bennett is he's a sweetheart of a guy. I've worked with him a lot in the past. He's probably like a 30-year veteran of the comic book industry. I worked with him on Deathstroke, Terminator, on Savage Hawkman, and just other things in the past. And so he was working at Marvel. He's working on the the Hulk book. I forget what the title was, but he's working on Hulk with this guy named what is his name? Ewing? Is it Al?
Yeah, Ewing.
Al Ewing.
Al Ewing. Okay.
Yeah. So this guy saw a tweet that Joe did in 2017. It was a political cartoon. Joe, like I said, lives in Brazil. This Al lives in the UK, so he doesn't even live in the same place. And so Al gets uppity and says, like what Joe did was tacky, tasteless, and wrong. The indestructible Hulk, yeah. And so so then Al says publicly that he's never going to work with Joe again. Like he's going to sever his ties and his working relationship with Joe Bennett. Whatever, man. I've worked with
right. I know who Joe Bennett is. Yeah, like earlier, it's like, what was that guy's name? And we're all like, I don't know. We wouldn't know other than
everybody knows Joe Bennett, but they don't know.
Yeah, it's Joe Bennett.
Ewing, yeah.
So basically, what he did was that he had this new politician, the new president, who I guess is the moderate, was on a horse in armor or something, and he's swooshing away vanquishing the leftist politicians who the country had just voted out of office after literally destroying the country. And he drew them looking like rats. So this Ewing chap decides that that's anti-Semitic. Needless to say, none of those politicians are Jewish. It's just that he didn't like the way he was depicting it, which I think says a lot about Al Ewing's perspective of what it is, because people have been drawing politicians to look like rats since when political cartoons first started.
What is a political cartoon?
Right, yeah. Basically calling him an anti-Semite and having him, and instead of contacting him directly, this guy that he's worked on 50 years of Hulk on, and texting him saying, bro, what's up with this? No, he has to go and he puts it out there on Twitter and stating that he will never work with him ever again, thus starting this shitstorm and this ball rolling of him then being canceled entirely by Marvel Comics, and that they will never hire him again. And the same went for DC Comics, thus effectively destroying this guy who can't even speak English, his life and his career.
Yeah, 30 years.
And it was his own politics, though, in his country.
And it's Brazilian, and it took place in Brazil.
Yeah, and I'm sure.
Yeah, how would you even decipher that?
Yeah, and I'm sure Al Ewing is truly a savant when it comes to Brazilian politics.
Yeah, Brazilian, exactly. How would you even decipher that? If it's lost upon you that there's been donkeys and elephants and political cartoons and a hell of a lot of rats since there were political cartoons, you might at least realize that that's a whole half a hemisphere away, and I don't know shit about what they're publishing.
Right. Yeah, my
favorite thing about I apologize.
That Al Ewing did is he also virtue signaled in a big way in those tweets where he said, like, I feel so bad for what happened. I'm going to donate like this money to these different charities. So like you talk about the most grandstanding way to virtue signal, like you feel bad because Joe did a political cartoon.
Well, that he disagreed with. Because
Yeah,
I'm damn sure if it was a leftist politician coming in the armor, chasing away these, right-wing extremists. I mean, how right-wing can you get down in Brazil, right? I mean,
Right.
their right-wing is probably to the left of our Liberal Party. And I'm sure they would have been perfectly fine with all that.
Yeah, and then
it's a disgusting move on his part, and something that he should be ashamed of for what he did to that artist.
Yeah, I completely agree. I mean, anytime you mess with the man's livelihood like this, like what's Joe going to do? What is Joe going to do? So I reached out to Joe and I was like, I was canceled by Marvel as well. And so I understand what you're going through, just kind of commiserating and just saying, if you want to talk. And that's basically what I said. And then it just opened a conversation. So one thing led to another. And so then Joe was just like, well, we should do something again.
Yeah.
And
on your part, being the wizened old sage that you are, you took advantage of the man's state of mind and to monopolize, to manipulate, and to capitalize. No, I'm just kidding. It's a great cover.
No. But
it's an awesome cover.
I'm catching a little subtext there.
Really good thing. You did a fearless thing, and you should be applauded for it. And I hope that it's one of the biggest covers that you put out.
Yeah, and the thing is, thank you. But on top of that, Joe he said, don't worry. He goes, this is a favor. So no payment. And then he said, just help me because I want to do what you're doing. I want to independently publish. Nice. So that's as far as that went. So I told him, for sure, any help you need, I'm here for you. So I'm just saying that we may possibly, not necessarily confiscate. I'm not saying that, but he may be doing some independent published stuff in the future. So
good for him. Good for him. We'll support him, if he does it.
Exactly.
Totally.
Yeah, awesome.
The real question is, what did Jen think of the Joe Bennett cover? And cue the graphic.
What, this cover this here?
Yeah,
it's amazing. When I was scrolling through. You only have to use it when it's real, okay?
She hates what they did. She hates what the mainstream, what Marvel and DC and Al did to him.
Yeah.
She loves the cover.
No, this is a spectacular cover. It is it's cool, totally cool cover. What a talent, for sure.
That's a cool cover. What do you think of the cover, Jen?
I think it's when I was scrolling through the Kickstarter, that's the first thing that really jumped out at me. It's amazing, super detailed. I really love it. She looks like a badass chick. Love it.
Yeah. And this is time for all of you out there to rise up and fight tyranny and cancel culture and show how passionate you are by voting with your dollars.
Yes, vote for your dollar. Back to Joe Bennett variant cover.
Yes.
And you guys can watch me ink it on a live stream, and then we're going to get the great Kyle Ritter to throw some colors over it. So it's going to be a badass cover indeed, Billy. I agree.
Nice. Now you've got the Be a Character tier too.
Yes. So usually these Be a Character tiers end up with some kind of slaughter. So I'm going to stay with the rich tradition of I'll get to draw you and I'll also get to kill you. So that's what's going to happen here. So you not only get all the books that are in the campaign, but you also will get the original page that you're drawn into.
Awesome, man. Well, this looks good. Are you gonna so? What is the production time frame for this book?
It's going to be about it's going to be over a year to put it all together and to make it happen. And I went a little longer than I usually do as far as time, just because the other campaigns I've done in the past, it usually goes over. So I want to make sure that expectations, can be more realistic. And I have had people say that seems like a really long time, but I always say I could get it done sooner, but there's things that are out of my hands, like printers, different vendors, things like that. So it's not always in my control how long these things will take.
Mm-hmm. Nice. Well, it looks great, dude. It's going to be awesome. And everyone out there, if you haven't, please share this on your social media, your Facebook, your Instagram, Twitter, whatever you're using. If you're a fellow streamer and you're looking for a great guest, I would say reach out to Art, get him on your show. He can talk about the campaign, talk about the book, talk about his past. He's been in the industry for so long. He's got some great stories, great experiences, and another kick-ass campaign. Now, are you going to keep now? Where do you go after this campaign? What's next on the chopping block, Art?
Okay, I just had a meeting with Joe Fulton, aka Thunder Buns, as he's known as, and so he's my co-writer on this second issue. And so we're talking about the follow-up, which is going to be, we're trying to figure out how to do one and done. So we're thinking the next black and white is going to be 100-page one and done. So we're going to try to make sure that we can get one, cohesive story in 100-page format, which he's more optimistic than I am, because I'm thinking I don't know if we can do that, but we're going to try our damnedest to do it in about 100 pages. So there is going to be a follow-up to Black and White. So the first story arc, which is it's kind of the origin of the team, it more focuses on Whitney Song, aka White. The next story that we do, the one and done, is going to focus more on Reed Blackett, aka Black. So we get a little bit of his backstory in issue 1 and 2, but it's just kind of gives you a little peripheral. It doesn't really get into the details. So we're going to get into more detail in the next storyline, and then probably before that, I'm going to put out. Let me get this for you. I'll show it to you real quick. Too much of your time, but hold on. Here we go. It's right here. So I'm going to put out. Actually, Steve is going to help me with this. So we're going to do the follow-up to my art book. So this is Oodles of Doodles and Other Stuff Too. This is volume 1. And so we are going to follow it up with volume 2. And I still need to get Steve some artwork. And then I'm going to put out another one and done Chrono Mechanics adventure. So we're going to be trying to do that relatively close to same time. So try to get all of this stuff out within that year and a half that it takes me to do Black and White, because Steve's going to do all the heavy lifting. I already did the drawing for the art book, and then the Chrono stuff, I got a team together that I'm going to be working with on that one. So
awesome. Very cool. Very cool.
Well, Art and Steve, I've got to bounce, but it is a pleasure to meet both of you tonight. I backed Black and White Volume 1 and 2. It's awesome. You'll soon find me on Rocket as well, Steve, because I searched your campaign before. It's rad. Jen, Billy, Nile, always a pleasure. Keep the dream alive. Fight tyranny through comics.
Word. Thanks, man.
As Billy would say. Jen, take care.
Have a good one, Adam.
See you later,
see you on
buddy.
the next one.
Take care.
All right.
Yeah.
And I mean, speaking of, and you were just talking too, Steve, I mean, you're talking about Art giving you time, this and that. And I mean, Art's, you have here in, your campaign, what you have going on with Rocket, the Comicsgate magazine. And for those that know me, I'm huge into, I've got them behind me, I'm starting to go through some old ones, comic scenes and wizards. Yeah. And, I finally found a sketch, number 1, had to get all the way from England, but, just a bunch of different magazines I'm going through for a project I'm working on. And it's cool to see. I always loved the magazines. I like the articles with the creators that I'm following. I like to see what they're doing. And yeah, we have the internet for all of that, but there's nothing better than just grabbing that magazine, because you don't treat it like a comic book, right? You're going to fold it back. You're going to kind of treat it how you used to treat comic books before people said they were worth a lot of money. But I mean, it's always cool having that with the articles and stuff. So what inspired you to actually, take this realm with the Comicsgate scene and the artists and the creators there and say, hey, I'm putting together really one of these, it's really like a fan magazine, getting all the creators together and interviews and previews and things.
Yeah, well, I mean, you hit on 2 of the things there now. I mean, first of all, I love those magazines. I was a sucker for them. If I'm going to the comic shop on Wednesday to get my daily or weekly fix, rather, yeah, they got a new comics book journal. I'm in. They got a new alter ego. I'm in. You know, they got a new whatever it was. You know, and Wizard obviously. You know, Wizard was cool because you could get that at an airport, man. Let's get crazy. Let's get crazy. You know, but also Wizard is where I really kind of got an inkling of who the hell Billy Tucci really was. I mean, I knew about Sheep. You know, I mean, that's actually when Art Thibert first ascended to near godhood. He's all the way there now. But I was actually pretty busy racing motorcycles, so I wasn't paying that much attention. But then I got back at, you know, I broke myself off. You can't walk for 6 months or whatever, let alone ride. You get back into comic books. Let's gloss over that. But, you know, I suddenly knew exactly who the hell Art Thibert was. I didn't know how to pronounce his damn name. But anyway, Wizard let me know who those guys were. And that was awesome, you know? Yeah. I mean, yeah. I had an inkling that there was this independent comic book that was pretty funny in a sarcastic kind of way that had this weird android frog. But when I came back to comic books, I was reading Impulse. And I'm like, who the hell's writing that? Who is this guy? This kind of looks like that other independent comic, but what Creed or something. And then I'm like, oh. And I didn't put it all together until Wizard told me that, oh, that's the same guy. So, you know, I don't know. You can get all that on the internet now. There's you guys do a great job, and there's so many, you know, there's great talk shows, great tutorials, all that sort of thing. But I still have a fondness for graphic layout and design. I think there's things that you can do with that if you're just designing for somebody to read it on a phone, I don't think it works that great. It's okay, but it's not what I think about. And I don't know. Maybe I'm losing the plot, but maybe there's a few other guys like me and you now.
Yeah.
No, I think everybody would want a magazine like that. I think the time is right for it. I think it absolutely is right. I think the time is perfect for it.
Yeah, and there are people that they prefer having a tangible book. You know what I mean? They just don't really relate to digital. They don't like my wife. Like I bought her one of those Kindles or whatever. She doesn't use it. Like she still will go to her library and she'll still, you know, pull a book down and she'd much rather have that book in her hands.
Yeah.
Now, Art, are you on the cover of this, Art? Is that you in that?
Yeah, I look like Colonel Sanders.
Can we zoom in on that cover? Because lots of crazy debate Monday night about this cover.
That was kind of disappointing. I might want to just gloss over the debate part of it, but I like to think of this as Art being, you know, that's his disapproving glare. Mostly at Cecil, but maybe at the whole scene.
I got that.
So are you going to go with that other?
I like the original recipe, Art. Keep that one up.
I like the art. I think it's great. I think it looks like we're all going to launch Cecil out in space.
That's the general idea, I got to say, because I love me some Donald. And the brief that I gave Donald was pretty much, hey, man, do me some Darwin Cook New Frontier looking thing, but do it a little bit like Mad Magazine, but don't make everybody look goofy, except for Cecil. I mean, come on. But, you know, a little aspirational heroicism. I'd like to see a depiction where they all look like, yeah, we're doing this. We're going to launch Cecil into space. And I feel like he delivered on that. I mean, I'd love to have needless to say, I would take a sketch on a napkin from any of the guys that I was on that panel with the other night. Are you kidding me? So,
well,
anyway.
What are you looking at, like production wise for this? Are you trying how many issues are you trying to get out, you know, each year?
To be real clear, let's see if I can even sell this one sufficiently.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, what's your perfect world scenario? A monthly magazine? Bi-monthly?
No, monthly's far too ambitious because
it's monthly,
quarterly. But I do
quarterly.
Quarterly's where it's at. I mean, I do have experience in publishing periodicals on a monthly basis, but I also had quite a lot more staff back when I was running that show than I do with this one. But I think that there's easily enough talent. I mean, you know, we were just talking about We're just talking about a guy that now has to cast his lot over here, and he's a phenomenal talent. And you know, in this issue, I'm featuring the guys that I consider kind of on the ground floor of the original Comicsgate as I knew it, and I was there watching it all form. And everybody played a certain role in it. But yeah, I mean, if I could do another one, and if I could beg, let me put it this way: I got to sit and talk about comics one-on-one with Art Thibert for 2, maybe 3 hours. Billy,
Yeah.
Billy, if I ever do a second issue, could I possibly, you know?
Heck yeah, man, I'm in. You kidding me? So you want to like have she in your magazine?
I would love to have she in my
crazy?
magazine.
Is that crazy? That's crazy.
I would love it.
Love
Well, I mean, yeah. I mean, I suppose I could make space right now, Billy, if you're in. But I mean, no, the idea I would like to do it.
Stretch goal.
I think that I could do it quarterly and really kind of bring. You know, I said this the other night. I'll repeat it. I really like the process of creation. I like how things are built. I like how each individual carpenter might build a house. You know, one guy might frame the windows first before he puts in the foundation. Probably not. So let's talk about how the foundation is built. I like the making of better than I like the movie.
Mm-hmm.
And full cycle. I just, you know, I like all those magazines me and Nile were talking about. I liked them. You know, do I think there's an enormous market for this? Probably not. It's a fairly, you know, let's see what happens. But
you never know. You put it out there, and you never know. And one of the things when you were talking, just as maybe a future article, is like work in progress, where you actually could track, you know, like a comic book page or a comic book, you know, being created. Like you said, like the behind the scenes stuff, because I'm a huge fan of that stuff. Like you said, like there's some movies that I'm like lukewarm about, but then the behind the scenes work in progress stuff is way more interesting than the damn movie was itself, you know? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, thanks, Art. You know, because I'm a nut for that stuff. I can watch that all day.
Yeah.
I can get bored of a movie in 40 minutes easy, but how it was made, you know, how it came to be so boring even. I will watch a documentary on how something came to be.
Yeah.
But, you know, I don't know, kind of a mix of that and the fact that I don't think any of this stuff is that. I think there's a new, you know, aspirational storytelling doesn't have to go out of style unless we want it to. And printed publications don't have to go out of style unless, you know, it's a niche market. It's all a niche market.
Yeah.
So.
No, I think it's a great thing you're doing, putting that together, creating that magazine. I hope you do get, you know, able to do it as quarterly, you know, publication.
It needs to be a modest success to sustain itself. But
so how many pages are you looking at for this first issue?
Man, well, I mean, let me just give you a straight answer. It's earmarked at 120.
Nice.
That was my target, you know.
Yeah.
And it's already brimmed overflowing. People would like to be in it. I would like to get everybody in it, but yeah, I can't get everybody all in one, you know. And again, you
got to get 6 a.m. Comics collage in there.
That would be a great wraparound cover.
That's a wraparound cover of a poster, because these magazines came with stuff. You got trading cards, you got posters, you got ash cans. Woo-wee, I'm telling you.
You know what? I can't wait to see Steve a year from now. Like right now, he's so humble, and a year from now, he's gonna be like, "Yeah, you have to pay to play to get in my magazine."
No. We're just gonna
$100 bills.
We're just gonna gloss over all that Garashima stuff. I mean, none of that's ever gonna happen. I'm just gonna stay down here where I'm just like using my old man's. Well, I don't have an old man anymore. But if I had this comic shop money,
gonna be going, like, remember those favors we did for you, you know, in the early days, Steve? And Steve's gonna go, what? What favor?
No.
Like, Steve, you remember saying, you know, hey, Billy, I'd like to have you in issue 2, right? And you're like, yeah, I don't remember that.
Yeah. Exactly.
No.
And then all of a sudden, a $100 bill comes out of Billy's wallet. It's like, I'm starting to remember maybe something on a live stream, and Billy shells out another 100. It's like, Yeah, we're getting warmer. I'm starting to remember now.
It's not that there aren't parts of the scenario that I could warm up to, but I'm not, I mean, there was a bit of a discussion with some guys that I trust over the last day or so about, you should do everything everybody's telling you how to do. And I'm like, I'm somewhat limited by who will pick up the telephone, first of all.
Yeah.
I mean, how do you, I had to badger you a bit, Art. I mean, it turns out that we're going to, well, not.
Call out. What?
Well, I'll tell you, I don't know if you guys.
I think we got a Royal Rumble. We got to get a hold of 6 a.m. for that, too.
Oh, yeah, baby.
It's like.
Oh, that was actually going to be my point. The 6 a.m. comic suggestion is the first one I've heard all day that I actually think I could make happen. So,
you could have an insert poster, right? Or,
I could actually, 6 a.m.'s my boy. He'll pick up the phone if I call him. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. He's 6 a.m. comics. He's up at all kinds of hours.
Yeah. We get up, roughly the same time, apparently.
Nice. Well, man, good luck to you with this. The page samples you have, the design looks great. Your interior designs look awesome. Do you have people contributing to this, writing articles, or are you doing everything yourself?
No, I've got a handful of contributors that are helping out, and I conducted all the big stuff, and I took the liberty of going out and getting drunk with Cecil.
Heck yes.
Yeah. Those notes are a little sketchy.
Is that what happens? Cecil doesn't live far from me. He keeps saying, "I'm coming, and we're going to hang out."
Well, it depends on if he's in your neighborhood or mine, Billy.
Now, where are you?
I'm in Florida.
Okay.
Yeah. So, it all depends.
Now, we're the last ones left in the Northeast, man.
I guess so.
Yeah.
I know. We got to get out of here. I'm heading to Texas. Seems like everyone's going to Texas.
Yeah, buddy.
I'm going to go get Wendy's where they're not going to put cheese on my burger.
That's right, man.
I'm going to get the double stack.
They do, because you'd be like, you putting cheese on my burger? I don't think so. Now get it.
Yeah.
Right? Can I say get? Is that what you say? That's what we say down there? Get?
Is that what they say, Jen?
Now get.
Get the fuck away from me.
Get the fuck away from me.
That's scary.
I've lived in Texas. You've also got you better get gone. You got the get gone variant.
Yeah. Well, I've been to Hill Country. I've been to Fredericksburg, San Antonio, and I love it. Been to Austin's kind of a shithole, the parts I was at.
It was so cool.
Austin's. San Antonio's gorgeous.
San Antonio, the Riverwalk.
Well, Art's living his best life right now.
And Art, maybe I can come down and Art. Maybe you and I could walk the Riverwalk together.
Yes, Whataburger.
Hand in hand. Yeah, Whataburger. Yeah. It's out here.
Well, we can be arm in arm like old gentlemen.
Smoking cigars, drinking brandy.
Eating Whataburgers. Jen, do you like Whataburger?
Yeah, I mean, who doesn't like Whataburger?
I love Whataburger. That's the first thing I go to eat whenever I go to Texas.
Art.
Really?
Yeah.
Art, Whataburger or In-N-Out?
Oh, you can't do that.
Shit. I prefer In-N-Out, but I will say one thing about Whataburger. Yeah. The bacon burger is really good. And I do
good.
like, they have a breakfast taco. I think they're called taquitos at Whataburger. and those are pretty good too. I like those.
I like the sound.
Whataburger is good, but yeah.
Taquito.
You like those, Jen? Taquitos?
Yes, I make them. Once I had them, like, I can make this. So I make those all the time by myself. In my air fryer, I have my fried hash browns. What? That's all I need.
Oh, you sound like my daughter. She's like, air fry everything.
Yeah.
That's the rave, bro. That's how you cook now. Good. No one uses microwaves. Everything air fries now.
Yeah, I got to get Debbie an air fryer. Maybe that's for Christmas. I'll put that down. Air fryer.
She's not going to want an air fryer for Christmas.
No, she said she did.
That's not what she wants for Christmas.
Oh, I know.
That's just a random, like, hey, look what I got.
I bought her some. She likes these.
It's like getting her a vacuum.
Well,
she likes vacuuming.
No, I already started buying her stuff. I bought her. She's not going to watch it. So I bought her. She likes those Spanx suede pants. Jen, you know those?
They're made by Spanx?
Yeah, they're called Spanx. Company's called Spanx.
Yeah.
No, and they're like tight suede pants. I got her the leather ones last year. Well, because I like him. And then I got her
So he's still just buying stuff for
Yeah.
himself.
Yes, totally. So I bought her 3 pairs. I bought her a camel colored pair for the fall, and then I got her, I think, the gray and a burgundy for Christmas.
Oh, that's nice.
She's got a great little behind. So
we went to some friends when we lived in California for Christmas. And so the guy's talking about the present he got for his wife. He's all bragging about it. And so we're like, really, what is it? He goes, it's a stripper pole. I installed it and everything. It's in the bedroom. And I was like, oh my God. It's a stripper pole. And then she's like, yeah, it's a good workout. I go, yeah, okay.
It's an amazing workout. Like insane.
Now, man, I think we know what to get the gals for Christmas.
Hell yeah.
I didn't realize. I just learned that the pole spins. I never knew that.
I get motion sickness.
Yeah, I thought they spun on the pole, but then after I thought, like, wow, that'd probably be a friction burn.
Yeah, you get blisters. Yeah.
Yeah. You know, like how drummers get. They'd have calluses in their thighs.
But anyways, I've seen enough.
Otherwise, that'd be weird.
I've seen enough of those failed videos where those girls are up on those stripper poles and they break free from the ceiling and they go flying across the room.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's all I was envisioning is like, you know, she's going to get up on that thing and she's going to end up in the ER later that night, you know, with a snap neck or something.
That's incredible. Get a stripper pole. Why did I
so make sure you put it up. Put it up right.
You want to get it into that floor joist? Make sure you get a couple screws in there, and you'll be good to go.
And
Billy, I think Spanx makes one.
Billy, you might want to test it before you get Debbie on there.
Oh yeah, and I'll videotape it.
He'll do a live stream, and like you'll just see Billy coming in and out as he's swinging around. It's like, this is great. Clicking his heels together.
and I spin too fast, and I fly out the window.
He's got his little pistol twirling around.
Billy's got a GoPro strapped to his head.
It's my head, so you just see the room spinning.
The room spin.
People throwing up, watching it, getting sick.
Yeah.
All right, Jeff. So I'm going to tell Debbie that you said that she should that she needs a stripper pole for Christmas because it's a great workout or a phenomenal workout.
It's a great workout. Great for your core, for sure.
It's all about the core, right? And
all about the core and the glutes. Yeah.
And the thigh muscles, right?
Because
you're clamping onto that thing for dear life.
You get the ones where you get amazing arms and you can hold on to it, completely turn your body so it's like perpendicular to the pole.
I've seen that.
Pretty crazy.
So we're gonna go throw some money at you.
Play a little flim flossing.
Come on, Billy, let's go.
Yeah, man.
Make it rain.
Have a whole bunch of bills.
Bring those pants that you have or whatever. Put on your Spanx, Billy. Put on your Spanx, earn some Spanx, and twirl on that pole, buddy.
I couldn't fit in that. I couldn't.
Stretch goal. There's the next stretch goal for the campaign. Billy's stripper pole dance.
Look what the coach said.
We'll distribute it on VHS for you.
VHS.
It's a real treat.
TJ's like, do it.
Of course, TJ's like, do it. Sicko TJ.
Everybody's like, yeah, do it.
By the way, TJ, your extension ladder is still outside my house. Can you get that out of here, please?
Hey, TJ,
can't take a shower in peace.
See if TJ's going to Baltimore.
You going to Baltimore, TJ?
Jennifer, you doing any appearances this year?
Nope. I might be going to C2E2, but I probably won't work. I don't want to wear a costume that I literally spent like hundreds of hours on and then have to put on a fucking mask. Like it ruins it. Well, and then I take pictures with people and then they have to be like right here, but I don't want to be that close to people without a mask. So, you know, no, it's not going to happen. I believe in the 6 foot distance rule for everybody. Everywhere I go for the rest of my life, stay 6 feet away from me, please.
Yeah.
You could like get a cutout of you in your costume for that day, where you can wave at them from 6 feet and they can take a photo with your cutout.
It's one of those cutouts.
Very popular.
God, I've like all about ideas tonight. Shoot.
Yeah.
This is craziness.
$1
Unbelievable.
billion ideas you're coming up with.
I know.
I have to ask you, Nile, like is that Spider-Man with a wig on? Like, what is that in the background?
Yeah,
Oh, he put that thing on. It looked really good on him.
That's what I'm doing after this stream.
You're gonna dress up and do some stripper pulling?
Heck yeah. Hey, how do you think the electricity stays on here? You know, I mean,
You got
this
to earn
stream
some
is just a hobby. I gotta make a living, pal. Yeah.
All right,
No,
so all right, so Steve, when do you think, right? You get your numbers, you get great numbers. You're gonna get great numbers on this. Badass.
Your lips to God's ears. Thank you.
You will. And when do you think?
you guys want a Wendy's burger? Damn it, Wendy! What happened to you?
Look at now the ginger. Anyway, so Steve,
it's hot and juicy.
When do you think that
Me and Steve are brothers?
When do you think you could fill this magazine?
I'm gonna do it in a couple of months, man.
Nice.
I mean, it's
Awesome.
essentially there.
It's
I mean,
me.
Again, if everything worked out good, I disavow, Nile, just so you know, disavow. But
no, yeah, you should put it on now because for the first time ever, there'll be a CG stream where everyone has hair.
Oh! Wow!
Good call.
No, you.
Man, that's fun.
Nice.
I'm sorry.
Briefly, it's built on a model that could be quarterly.
That's fantastic.
And if it can eke out enough to support itself, then I'll keep on doing it. And if it can't,
I think though, Art, and would you agree that everyone who backs this will back all the subsequent ones?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think that there is a need for this because when I first started in the Comics Gate, there was tons of talk like there has to be like a Wizard magazine. Somebody needs to do this. And so you're the first one that's actually come up with a viable business plan to actually manifest it and make it real. And that takes a lot. It takes a lot to get it to that point where it becomes tangible. It's not just talk among artists and fans and stuff like that you're actually putting your money where your mouth is. And I do believe this community will embrace you 100% because it has been talked about for years now.
Oh, yeah.
And you're the first one to actually, put your foot forward and try to make something happen.
thanks, Art. I appreciate that. Yeah, I mean, there was
It's not even me making this is fact. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's the model it's built on. I'll leave it at that. It's
Cool.
there are enough people that I would love to have in this one that I would love to get in the next one that I would love to get in the next one after that if I could do that many of them. So I guess the market will decide. But I appreciate the kind words.
Well, I know you have the goal that's on the site, but will that carry you through the whole thing, or are you thinking?
No, it's a bit shy of making it an actual viable, ongoing concern.
Right.
Yeah, quite a bit shy of that. But
so we can actually inspire people, because sometimes you put the lower goal there so you can meet the goal and you can kind of, you can trend and stuff like that. So sometimes what it seems like we really need to make these things happen isn't reality. So just to maybe inspire people beyond like what your minimum goal is, what is it? Is it like 20K? Is it 30K? Printing is expensive.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
the second of those numbers would make it a hell of a lot more comfortable to invest this much time and effort into it.
Yeah. Well, that's
it's definitely a labor of love to start off because it is. It's a big endeavor what you're putting together, and then to get enough material where I think quarterly actually does make the most sense. But I think Art's right because I think this will take off because hopefully what the magazine will do is it kind of recaps creators they already know, but hopefully it will introduce them to creators that may be coming in passing. Because there's a lot of really small creators on Indiegogo and even other platforms that are just wicked talented in what they do, and they haven't been able to get on the platforms yet, and they'll get there.
Yeah, I am involved and have been involved with dozens, and I don't know what the total number is now, but at various capacities, editor, copy editor, the guy actually designing the book, whatever it is, been involved with a lot of different campaigns, and it used to be that I was dialed into everything that was going on. But now, invariably, the creative team that I'm working with on putting their book together will introduce to me something that I hadn't seen before, you know. So that's kind of a little bit, well, it's actually a lot the idea, you know. I want to focus on the guys that have towering resumes, like a Billy Tucci, like an Art Thibert.
Towering.
You know, guys, towering resumes, legends.
I'm very tall,
legends. Absolutely.
Are you, Billy? Are you tall?
Yeah, I'm about Jen. What do you think? About 5'10", 5'11"? What do you think, Jennifer?
I don't know. I'm 5 foot, so everybody's tall to me.
When we go to conventions, I put Billy on my shoulder so he can wave at everyone as we're walking to his booth. And then he's like water, and I hold up his little sippy straw. I give him his pineapple. I'm like, yes, Mr. Tucci.
There you go. There's a segue into. I kind of meant to do this. Sorry, guys, but yeah, Phil Diaz is like 6'4", 6'6".
He's a tall
Diaz
dude.
brothers are big, tall guys.
He's got to be 6'6". He's got to be 6'6".
Those are. Yeah. I'm over 6 foot. I'm pretty. Yeah, but those are big. Yeah, of course. You know, but I'm saying those guys.
I'm 6'2".
But not enough people. Let's just go back to my analogy real quick.
Get to say my height.
Not enough people have set their eyes on those boys. You know,
yeah.
I mean, they're doing better and better, and they're doing great. And they are, by the by, this is why I'm doing this whole bit, launching the Lost Pages Vol. 2 on Friday night. And the Lost Pages Vol. 1 is really, really good. And how Phil does the narration thing and all that.
And they're a great example to follow, too, because no one knew who they were when they started with Magic Cop back in the day. And that, look, every campaign's bigger than the last. Every single one. Lost Pages, Magic Cop, you know, they keep alternating whatever, and the campaigns keep growing and getting bigger and bigger, because as it is, you put out your book, you get your product out, people will
if you're reliable and you keep improving, that your fan base comes back. It's the step effect. I mean, you see it with all the creators, you know, from your first tier, second tier, third. Most of the time you're stepping up, right? Because you're getting better at everything you do, you know, from the quality of your writing, your drawing, your production. You're gonna like, all your mistakes are gonna happen on the first go around, right? You're gonna screw up international shipping. You're gonna screw up domestic shipping. You know, something's gonna get fucked up. You're not gonna make any money. That's just typically how it is. You don't make a lot of money. You know, you're not making millions of dollars when you're crowdfunding, right? But you'll get to a point where, it actually becomes a viable living. It becomes a viable process, but you have to break through all the humps, you know, and you know, doing 2,000 on your first campaign is great. You know, if that's your goal or whatever, you know, you can't go out the gate making 250,000 or beyond or anything like that. I mean, if you can hit 20 grand on your first campaign, I think that's freaking hitting the jackpot. Absolutely hitting the jackpot. But again, like what Diaz brothers are doing, I mean, they've stuck to it. They've learned. You got a network. That's the biggest thing, and that's what's great about this you know, independent community, whether it's Comicsgate or not. The independent community is very tight. You know, and they support one another, and they help each other out, and they get you in front of the right people when they can. And if you can get, you know, bigger names in the network to also help promote your book, that helps. It does, especially if the book's good, and the Diaz brothers books are good. You know,
I dig having Philip on my live streams. He's like an old soul. Like, it feels like, you know, talking to Billy, you know, or whatever. Like, we know comic history, we know, you know, all this stuff, generationally speaking. And that guy is like, he's been around for 30, 40 years, you know, he knows all the lore. He even goes back to old radio shows like The Shadow and you know, pulp stuff and things like that. Like, Philip is really, he's on top of it. And also that Lost Pages shows it. Like, that's a generational concept. Like, there's stuff that seems very pulpish, seems very radio days like Shadow, and then stuff that goes all the way to like 90s, like The Pit, and then contemporary characters. So he really does have a great handle on just action adventure and you know, that type of storytelling. And that's my favorite thing about Phil. I've only hung out with Brandon a couple times, but Philip he's a sharp dude.
Philip's definitely more the forefront too. You know, he seems to socialize a bit more, and they're great on streams. I mean, they're just great to talk to.
Yeah.
And they have a butt pillow.
What?
What?
And they have a butt pillow. That's true.
They have the butt pillow.
What do you mean?
Is
Yeah,
that
It was
a
right?
like
butt
a,
pillow?
yeah, it was like a limited tier. It was a butt pillow.
What does it do?
It was a
Hey,
pillow
Jennifer.
that looks like a butt, and you rest your head on it.
Wasn't that? Oh.
It actually really supports your neck.
So you
Do you
rest
have a
your
butt
head on
pillow
the butt
now?
pillow, not your butt on the butt pillow?
No, you put your head on the butt pillow.
What do you put on your butt? The head pillow?
No, you don't put anything on your butt. Why would you put anything on your butt?
Some people, dude, I got a pad right here, man.
That's because you have hemorrhoids. We're not talking hemorrhoids.
Is that on your butt? Or is it on your
Well,
back?
sometimes it's on my butt, but right now, if I put it on my butt, I'd be too tall for the camera.
Oh my god.
My head it'd be like this.
Hey Jennifer,
Why
what
am
are
I
you gonna
still
do-
on this stream?
Jennifer, when are you going to do your Indiegogo of your book of all your art of you?
I'm undecided what I want to do first. I have about 2 huge projects and a couple small like art books. So I was doing a lot of original characters, which generally are not very popular because people are not like don't recognize them. I also have done like stories through photographs. So I don't know if my art book would really just be like just photographs. They'd all have to be like the whole stories of the characters. So that's a lot of like editing to finish everything and then trying to decide if they should be a big book full of multiple characters or single issues. And so I've got about like 10 projects
You can
going on
start
right
up like
now.
as a calendar first.
Yeah, I'm trying to do my motivational boobs calendar.
See, there you go. Boom. Oh my god, that'd be huge.
I know.
Literally.
I know. But then it's the deadline.
You're going to see productivity shoot through the roof once that gets out.
What did I just hear?
I've never done a calendar before, and it's a lot of work, and I photograph and
Pay
edit
attention,
everything myself,
Steve.
and then the formatting, and I don't know how to do that, and then the printers, obviously a huge issue.
Well, you can do 2023 calendar and launch it in early 2022, and then you tell everyone it'll ship to them in August or something.
I have
Well-
to.
And you
It
have
has to
plenty of
be
time.
done. No, for me, it has to be done before I like try to sell it to anybody.
Yeah.
Because
Well, first and foremost, everyone has to go onto Twitter and follow Jennifer Van Damsel. They need to get on
Yes.
Instagram and follow Jennifer Van Damsel. And they need to come to our big launch party episode
yes,
when the
launch
new
party.
Jennifer Van Damsel online store opens up
Yay.
in a
When is
couple
that?
weeks.
When is that?
September 30th. It's the
Yes.
first time my store will be open in 2 years, and I have 30 new prints and some really good Oscar the Grouch stuff. So
And the calendar project is called what again?
motivational boobs.
Okay.
Hashtag.
Hashtag motivational boobs. So
Sounds like a home run.
I put words on my boobs so that way people read them and they're nice messages like have a great day and things like, chill out. And I'm wearing like a polar bear outfit, but it's mostly so people will look at my boobs, but they'll read it and they're very positive, nice messages like be kind.
Well, boobs
So-
do make
Eat your
everyone
broccoli.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Black, black and white.
Seems like a solid strategy.
Yeah.
Support-
Just boobs make everything better.
happy.
There you go. Support black and white. And then one will be black and one will be white.
Or you just have a black and white bra or whatever. Or look at me.
Look at you.
With big yin yangs right on the side.
Oh my
There
gosh,
you
can
go.
I get a Billy Tucci exclusive cover for my motivational boobs calendar?
Oh my, yes, absolutely.
Nice.
He's
great.
like squeezing them together. He's got his pencil in between his cleavage.
Oops. Like yeah.
Oh, see, perfect. That would
Is that a
sell.
girl fan?
For
I don't
sure.
want that to be the last thing I see tonight before I go to bed. It's just nightmares.
That's nightmare fuel.
It's like you're walking up to a hot chick, turns around, it's Billy, like, ooh.
But I
He's
told
wearing those
Nile,
Spanx
I'm
pants.
already going to do a variant cover for Nile. Art, I already told you I'll do a cover for you if you want me. And Jennifer, you too. And Steve, same thing with you, man. I'll be
Sign me up for whenever you can get one done, and I will slot it in.
You'll get yours in
I'm in.
2026.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm trying to be realistic here, but I would love that. I would love that.
Yeah. Killer.
Where's TJ's comment? Oh, here we go. TJ, will there be a bulk discount for Motivational Boobs 2022 calendar?
How many do you need? What's going to happen to them?
You never have enough, I'll tell you that.
He's going to have one in every visor of his car. There'll be one in his medicine cabinet, one in his pantry, in his oven, above his oven.
Taped to the ceiling.
Taped to the ceiling. He likes to stay motivated.
Yeah, who doesn't? I mean, oh yeah, I was trying to do motivational butts too, but I can't post butts on Instagram anymore. So
really,
you can't post butts on Instagram anymore?
No, you don't see. I'm always cropping my butt out of pictures because they get taken down and then you get banned. And if you get banned so many times,
motivational booty.
You can't show butt cheeks. So I can't put words on my butt and then post it on the internet. It's not allowed.
That's weird.
That's why Twitter. That's why follow me on Twitter. All the good stuff, or my OnlyFans. All the good stuff gets posted there. Instagram, not so much.
That's cray.
It's cray.
It's an outrage.
They are trying to silence my boobs, and I don't appreciate it.
Yeah.
Do you have a YouTube channel? You can show them off there.
YouTube also work in progress. I just talked to my friend, and she's going to edit videos for me. So we're learning how to do that. I'm trying to determine what my content is going to be. So a lot of people ask me for tutorials on like self-photography and lighting and stuff like that. So I've never done those before. So we'll see.
Nice.
Excellent.
Thanks guys.
Why is she trying to give Art a heart attack? Free the nipple. It's motivational, bro. They're motivational.
Yeah, let's not go there. Jeez.
Yeah. Come on. Have some class. Seriously.
Art's married to a very beautiful woman.
No, talented. And by the way, very talented photographer. I do want to say, because she's her own photographer.
Oh yeah, that's
like the big thing. Yes. When I found out that you were your own photographer, I was like, "That's stupid. Like, how does someone do that?"
Oh, I think you were like, "That's stupid."
Yeah, no. Like it's incredible.
It's like
lots of practice.
Yeah, it's like saying that's sick. It's so stupid. It's sick.
It's not
incredible.
It's not really. Well, thanks, guys.
But anyways, it was great chatting with everyone tonight.
Yes, it was.
Steve, it was awesome having you on the stream. I've seen your name many times in the chat, so it's great to hang out with you a bit. You're always welcome on. Art, you're always welcome on to hang out. Jen,
see you tomorrow.
Yeah, see you tomorrow, I guess.
What?
And Billy, I guess I'll see you tomorrow too, Billy.
Are you coming tomorrow, Billy?
What time?
8:30 every Thursday.
I think your time, 8:30 your time.
Oh yeah.
Because we have the professionals tomorrow at 8. Art, or is it 7?
No, you guys are. What do you?
What's that?
Is it 8 p.m. Eastern time or 7 p.m.?
Yeah, it's 8 Eastern. Yeah.
What's it? Do you know what the topics would be yet?
What I want to do is I want to do storytellers, like visual storytellers, but not necessarily like how we usually do artists that we like. But I want to get into artists that we love their storytelling. So it might not be about the art itself or the artist, but just their storytelling. So, because I'm thinking like there were some sequences when I was growing up and I was reading comics as a kid that I still remember to this day. Like I can close my eyes and I can see the sequence, And then Dan Frege said, could we do film as well? And I guess we could do film.
Sure.
I want to do my stuff's going to be more based on comics. So what I was thinking is we get 3 different. We each have 3 choices, so we could have 3 different, artists that we think are really good storytellers, but not even like they're the best, or like storytellers that have impact on you, like personal. You know what I mean? Like that's what I want more so than like, oh, this guy's a brilliant storyteller. Oh, it's Frank Miller, or that type of stuff. I want something that really connects with each of us individually. Because my choice is no one. Because what was it? I think it was Dan was saying everybody's going to pick the same people, and I go, no. Yeah, no. I guarantee you, no one's going to pick the 3 that I'm going to pick. Yeah. So I think it'll be a lot of fun. So that's tomorrow night on my show on my channel, and that's the Professionals at 8 Eastern Standard Time.
Right.
Yeah, live. And it's Billy Tucci, it's Aaron Lepresti, it's Andy Smith, it's Graham Nolan, and Fragaboom, Dan Frege, and of course, Billy and myself.
Yeah.
Nice. Is Graham back from Vegas?
I think so.
I think he said he's coming back like today. Oh, yeah. Where's your
Nice.
doggy?
Guard dog.
He shot his way back from Vegas.
Shot his way out of Vegas.
Yeah.
Nice. Jennifer, what kind of dog do you have?
Full size dog.
I have 3 dogs.
Ooh.
I have a Great Dane, a
Yeah.
Bull Mastiff, and they told us he was a Great Dane, and he's definitely not. He's only like 85 pounds, so I don't know what kind of dog he
He's
is.
just a little guy.
Yeah, I call him Baby Banjo because he's just like, compared to my Great Dane, he's just a little baby.
Look at her. She's got guns and she's got dogs and she lives in Texas.
She's got
Yeah.
big, cool dogs and a healthy
Yeah.
dog food bill, I would wager.
Yeah, I have to get Costco, big 50-pound every 2 weeks.
Oh my God, I can imagine.
And we're neighbors.
Yeah, we're neighbors.
How weird is that? Small.
Wait a minute,
weird
you really
world.
are neighbors? You're like in the
They're
same
like
area?
10 minutes apart.
Yeah.
Shut up. You guys should go to Whataburger together.
Oh my God. I've never had In-N-Out before, so we can do
okay, because
taste
Jennifer
test
has no
comparison.
friends, and Art, I don't know how many friends you guys have there. So now you have friends in Texas.
I have 0. No, there's I think they are building a
Jen has
In
friends.
and Out
I
here.
thought she has no friends.
There's a
Niall's
few
my
of them
friend.
sprinkled around in Texas a little bit, but it is slim pick. If you get, California and Vegas, and then it gets to be pretty slim when you really want an In-N-Out burger. I've been wanting one for 6 or 7 years now.
They have this place. What is it called? It's from Austin. It was based on a truck, like a food truck. You probably know. It's like they have like the hot stuff devil, and it's called Torchy's.
Torchies. Yeah, there's Torchies everywhere here now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, holy crap! Like in California, there was a Tex-Mex kind of moment that happened.
Yeah.
It was like a couple years, but here, I mean, it's still everywhere. So
It's still,
it's great.
Tex-Mex is pretty solid. I've spent enough time in Texas to even live there, or I can. What it is it's always been. Yeah, you see this stuff out east or out west go from black bean to red bean and Cuban to this and that. But, Tex-Mex is. Them Cowboys like their steak how they like it, and they like it on a flour tortilla. It's a good thing.
Really good. Yeah, I like Torchy's.
Art, you get your AR-15 yet?
No, but I do have to get something because somebody told me like the snakes come out when it gets cold here. And so like in California, the snakes hibernate, but I guess they come out for heat. So I'm expecting an invasion. So I'm going to have to pop these.
Yeah, get yourself a nice shotgun and then a nice 22, right? A nice 22 Magnum pistol.
Yeah.
Get a nice single shot, cowboy
Yeah,
style.
no, the snake's that bad?
Peacemaker.
Yeah.
Well, when we moved in, we had a snake a month. So we've had 5 snakes in 8 months, and it was pretty much in the springtime when they were like late winter, early spring that they were coming out. And then somebody told me when it rains here, I don't know, Jennifer might know, when it rains, the water rises, and then the snakes start, becoming more present. And then in the cold weather, you have the same thing. So
I don't have
hate those
snakes.
I'll
I
kill 'em all.
have armadillos, bats,
Oh, that's awesome.
raccoons.
What do you do with armadillos?
I have turtles. My mastiff finds animals in the yard and then brings them in the house. So there has been an armadillo. It was fun trying to catch it to put it back outside.
The only armadillo I've seen here is on the side of the road, sadly.
Oh no!
Yeah,
Yeah,
they get-
possums.
Yeah.
That's sad.
I got a big dog. He has a vendetta against armadillos. He brings me one from time to time.
It's awesome, man. I remember we were kids. My cousins lived in Fort Myers, Florida, in the 70s, and we caught an armadillo. I think it was sleeping or whatever. We picked it up, shit all over me. I'm like, oh, that's the last time I pick up an armadillo.
You ever seen one jump? You ever seen one jump?
No, we caught it. It was running around. It was like in his backyard or something. It got in, and we were able to catch it. And like, pick it up, Billy, pick it up. Like
let me tell you something from personal experience. That if you corner an armadillo in your yard, you're about 6'1".
No,
he's capable of hissing at you and then jumping right up and looking you straight in the eye and hissing before he drops back down.
Yeah, no, I'm 5'8", but we had these there's like 6 of us, and we trapped it. It didn't roll in a ball. We thought it was gonna roll up in a ball.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't do any of that. Like
the point is, you wouldn't think a little armored rat could jump up and look you in the eye and hiss at you.
Oh my
and
God.
it's quite unnerving when it happens. It's quite unnerving. You're like, I got a shovel. What's your deal? And he just like, and then I'm like, okay, I'm going to go back in the house and get the gun.
Poor armadillos.
Poor armadillos.
Yeah,
That's what you get for shitting on people.
Yeah, I see them on the side of the road every once in a while. I feel horrible, but the thing is, I always just think like you have armor. You should like the car should just bounce off.
Yeah, there's a little armored rats.
Yeah. Incredible. Well, we just lost Billy. I don't know where he went. He probably hit the wrong button.
He's gonna go kill an armadillo.
Yeah, he's trying to drink his prune juice before bed. You know, it helps keep him regular in the morning. But Art, man, it was so cool having you on, talking black and white, and Steve talking your magazine Rocket, which is really cool. So I hope everyone out there that's watching this, I hope you've backed these campaigns. You're going to back these campaigns. Help share these campaigns. And remember to follow Jennifer Van Damsel on Twitter for the good stuff and Instagram for some more stuff. Billy, man, great show, great lineup. Chat, you've been awesome. It's great seeing so many new names in the chat, as well as our familiar faces. It's been a great show, you guys. A lot of fun.
Yeah. And Steve, great luck. Art, you two keep kicking ass. You guys are both kicking ass. Like I said, I just love this community, man. I love what's going on, the spirit of independence. You know, FTW, man.
There you go.
Jennifer, that's what I told Nile. It should be the Nile and Jen show or the Jen and Nile show. FTW.
FTW.
Jen and Nile, FTW.
We got to do this whole video. We've got to, meet somewhere. We got to do all these friend poses. Great intro video.
Like TikTok.
Hashtag.
A little dance.
Motivational.
Yeah.
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 There you go.
Man, Billy's getting sassy.
Well, you guys put me in a great mood. I had a rough day today, and then putting cheese on my friggin' hamburger was just a topper. And you guys
that Wendy thing, man, that's trauma.
I still don't understand how you don't like cheese, but that's like a 3-hour stream right there.
Yeah,
you want to have a stream? It's a cheese stream. We can go cheese stream. I'll tell you what.
Yeah, if you need somebody to come in and have your back on that deal,
and we'll have Debbie come in on it because I do love. Like my favorite pasta is cavatelli.
There's so many great fried foods in the world. Why would you want all that cheese in your bloodstream?
Thank you, chicken. Bro. See, Steve, we're gonna go riding together, and we're gonna sit and drink some beers after we.
Dude, I want to hear more about the Bimota. I mean,
dude, oh my God, I got to tell that story. I told them.
Oh no, we're never gonna leave.
I told them on the pros that time when I did one.
I want to hear more about the Bimota. I want to know, was that on the FCR 1000 platform or was it Suzuki?
Yeah.
I want to know all.
Yeah, I hit almost 170 on it, and it was the greatest experience of my life.
What a thrill!
What a thrill!
What a thrill it was,
dude! I was hammering that sucker, man. And it, my helmet was smashed against my face and snot sort of blown out of my nose. And I'm like, it's worth it. I was on the highway doing it. And
did you film it? Did you film it?
No, not that. No, I didn't film that.
I had the honor of seeing you on your bike when you were filming for college there.
Yeah,
and you're like, come on, guys, follow me. And you're like, let's go.
Yeah, I had it down by the beach. I went down by the beach, and Steve, I had an 86 FZ600.
All right.
First full-air Yamaha bike. And it was fast.
Yeah, I know exactly. Yeah.
And I was making a video for college, and I was riding it without a helmet on and I had long hair. Doing stoppies and shit. And, fun stuff.
His mullet was like...
yeah, flapping out there.
Yeah.
It helps stabilize you when you're on the road.
Yeah, that was an excellent choice in, circa 1985, 86.
Yeah, that was my great first work bike. I went from a 78 XS400 was my first street bike.
All right.
And then
special or just regular?
No, just the XS. The XS400 we called it.
Well, so you had regular bars. It didn't have the pullback. All that.
No. It had a little.
All right, good.
Big old banana seat. Debbie loved that bike. And then I got the XS750, which was a triple.
Sure.
And that was a nice big bike. And then
Yeah, you got your shaft drive. Debbie loves that bike.
Yep.
It's shaft drive and all that stuff.
And then I went sport bike, and then I went sport bike for years. I did.
How often did Debbie get on the back? How often did Debbie get on the back of the FZ600?
Yeah, she went from this big comfortable with the little bar in the back, the XS 750. We're in college at the time, and then I had the which I'm sure her parents must have loved, this long haired retard with friggin' a motorcycle, no car. And then and then I got the little FZ had this tiny little piece of cardboard seat. It had to be like this big. She had to stick her ass on that for like a year or two. And then I got a what happened? All right, I get it. Sorry.
Anyway, I just was everyone should leave so Steve and Billy can talk. That's what it said.
We'll talk dirt bikes and everything else. And good times, man. Good times.
Everybody should realize who's in charge here.
Exactly.
Hey, Niall, let's start talking about drums.
Yeah, let's do a drum. Yeah, we can.
I'm fucking going.
All right with that.
No, we're gonna do a drum stream. We're gonna talk about drums, and we're gonna talk about some old Ludwig sets. And man, we're gonna get into it.
Like
we're gonna play clips.
I'll be all right with that.
We're gonna play clips.
You guys too tight?
We'll talk like this. I don't know what they did with me bass drum. They cut the damn thing in half, you know.
Steve, are you a drummer too, or a musician too?
I play a bit, and let's put it this way: I've dealt with a lot of drummers, so that's fine.
You can't keep up.
Oh man, it's on.
We're gonna do so much coke. I love drums.
Jennifer will be the singer.
Not having a good drummer takes all the fun out of playing at all, because once you play live with a good drummer, that's all you ever want to do again. You don't want to just like sit around the campfire and stuff. But yeah, I've dealt with a few drummers, so it's a mixed bag.
Nice.
Drum stream. Hashtag drum stream.
Let's do it.
All right.
We're gonna get on that. Well, everyone, hey, have a wonderful night, morning, wherever you are in the world, and keep backing campaigns, supporting campaigns. Steve, Art, pleasure. Support these campaigns. Support Jen. Make sure to follow her. I want her to get a bunch of weird messages.
Jen, high five.
Saying that I saw you on the stream.
Oh, I was about to say something. I'm not going to say it. Never mind.
Yeah, don't say it. Don't worry about it.
Don't say it.
And yeah, man. Everyone have a great night. We'll see you all on the next stream.
Thanks,
Peace.
guys.
Hey everyone, thank you for joining us on Pop XP. If you haven't already, make sure to click that subscribe button and also click the bell for notifications when we go live and we upload some awesome new content. Also, don't forget to head on over to Twitter and follow us at the Pop XP and over on Instagram at the Pop XP. Thanks again everyone, and we'll see you soon.